Hello again, I am Blunty, this is Minecraft, and this is the second in what is probably going to be an ongoing series, so long as I don't, forget to do it or get lazy or generally lose interest in it, I suppose. At the moment, I'm really enjoying Minecraft, so it should be an ongoing series. It is Blunty's Minecraft Sundays, where I explain to you what's been happening in my little Minecraft world, my first Minecraft world, because I am a Minecraft newbie. Yes, believe it or not, there is such a thing as a Minecraft newbie existing in today's age, where the game is like 4 years going on. It's still evolving, but it's 4 years old. I did play it, for those of you who don't know the full story, I did play it way back in the early day, borrowed someone's account for a week and had a bit of a play to see what all the fuss was about, but it never got its claws into me. I moved on to other things, I guess. But more recently, particularly since I've been quite sick this month, I've been watching a lot of Minecraft Let's Plays and streams and stuff, because they're generally fairly calm, certainly calmer than the Call of Duty style streamers where they're just screaming at everything. Anyway, it's a nice thing to have on in the background while I'm fiddling away and doing other stuff and generally feeling quite sick and sorry for myself. To those of you who are regular viewers who do not watch me because of my video game content, or indeed even Minecraft at all, I am sorry for the lack of other kinds of vids, camera reviews, product reviews, gizmos, gadgets, rants, that kind of stuff. But as I just explained, I've spent the vast majority of this month feeling very sick. I've had a particularly nasty man flu that has just not gone away. You might be hearing it in my voice. As a matter of fact, I'm still a bit croaky and hoarse. So I am sorry about that. This video is Blunty's Minecraft Sundays, where I go through, probably going to spend half an hour, maybe even 40 minutes or so. I don't know how long I need to go yet, to show you everything I've done in my Minecraft world so far, because I've had a lot of people saying they really enjoy these kind of videos. Even people who used to play Minecraft but gave it up, a year or two ago, because I guess they felt like they did everything they needed to do in the world, got bored with it, moved on to something else. I don't know. I've got many messages from people saying, watching you play in your little world, Blunty, has inspired me to pick up Minecraft again and give it another go. I'm excited about Minecraft again for the first time in ages. Thank you. Or indeed, the other Minecraft newbies out there who never really got Minecraft. Oh, why play Minecraft? I don't get it. There's no story. There's no point. I don't understand it. I don't want to build things. I've got many messages from people who've been watching my stuff about Minecraft, or indeed me playing Minecraft, or indeed watching my stream on Twitch, because I've started doing that. No regular schedule for it yet, but I have been doing it a couple of times a week, usually for at least 4 or 5 hours this week, because I've had nothing else to do because I have been sick. But yeah, fellow newbies saying, oh, now I'm starting to get it. Watching you play, Blunty, has made me excited about this game that I've never been excited about before. I'm going to give it a go! And that sort of stuff is exciting for me, introducing other people to hopefully to the joy that I have found in this game. I'm really enjoying it. Playing on peaceful at the moment, so I don't have to worry about monsters or anything. And just basically zenning out, just having a play. This is playtime. This is a playground. This is what I used to do as a kid, sitting on my bedroom floor, messing around with Legos for the entire weekend. But anyway, for those of you who haven't been watching me on Twitch, and for those of you who caught the last week's Sunday video, this is what's going on in my Minecraft world so far. This is an incredibly long tunnel. In fact, it takes 1 minute 20 seconds just to walk from this entrance to where it bursts out at the other end, and I'm not even done yet. It goes through, I think, about 2 mountains so far. There's a third one I need to go through. I'm trying to get to the seaside on the other side, because I want to go exploring in the oceans, see what I can find there. That is something I need to get to as well. In Minecraft 1.8, the next version, this, of course, is the latest version at the moment as I'm recording, 1.7.10. On September the 2nd, 1.8 comes out, and that introduces a lot of new things, including an underwater castle type thing called Ocean Fortress, or something like that. I forget what the exact name is, but it seems cool. And because I've already looked at the ocean, going over the top of this mountain, which means that chunk has already been generated, which means if I start playing this map on 1.8, I won't get that ocean castle thingy generating, because anything I've built on, seen, walked on, anything that my computer has generated in this 1.7.10 map is set in stone, basically, figuratively and literally. So I need to find out, any Minecraft experts out there, if there is a good way to transport this map, or indeed only the things that I've built. Can I copy and paste them to a new map in 1.8, or is there a way that I can delete the already generated chunks that I have explored but not yet built on, obviously. I don't want to delete stuff that I've already built. Is there a way to delete that stuff from my existing map, so when I start playing in 1.8, the chunks that I've just deleted regenerate with all the new stuff that 1.8 is bringing out, including that cool new underwater ocean castle fortress thingy, and biomes with rabbits in them, because I'm really looking forward to rabbits. In fact, one of my viewers or fans or whatever you want to call them has already sent me a custom Minecraft skin, which features me in a bunny suit, which is kind of hilarious. And I'm going to wear that in a special video where I go bunny hunting, because I like bunnies. I used to have one as a pet, and also love to eat them. They're delicious, which sounds a bit weird. You know, people normally don't like eating the things they've had for pets, but rabbits are delicious, and I'm looking forward to going bunny hunting. Anyway, so let's get on with the stuff that's actually changed. I've already waffled on for 7 minutes already. I've only talked about one thing I've done. So, other thing I've done, I put a few things here. Chest here for just random stuff. Spare minecart, because I have built tracks down my corridor here, and I have I wikied or googled the best way to build this and the most efficient way to put these little red ones we're passing around, which are power tracks, which gives the cart a little push if you're fresh to Minecraft. Special power tracks that power the locomotion, basically. Apparently, if you put them every 38 blocks, it is the most efficient way to maintain, I don't think this is top speed, but a reasonable speed without slowing down or needlessly accelerating as you're just traversing a corridor. Every 38 or 39 blocks, I think. But yeah, Google that so I could do it the most efficient way possible. And whoops, nope. Go back to your starting point. There you go. So yes, I've got a mine check now, which saves me from walking down here, which is not nearly as long as the other corridor I just built. This one used to take about 30 seconds to walk down. The other one is more than triple that already, and it's not even done. So, thank you for the suggestions so that I should do this. I did eventually get around to doing it, and yes, it was a brilliant idea. Yes, it saves me a bunch of time and frustration of hopping down these halls. And I do have a spare minecart in this chest as well, just in case I ride this to the other end and then come back to my base overland for whatever reason. I've done that a couple of times, and I thought, oh, I've left my cart at the other end. I have to walk and go and get it now. But now I have a spare chest in either end to avoid that possibility. So, coming around there, not much has changed with my basic little farm. I am going to destroy this and rebuild a bigger farm elsewhere, because I do now have pumpkin seeds and melon seeds, which I got in abandoned mine I discovered. I got a bunch of cool stuff from chests in the abandoned mine shaft I found, including, I also found a little cave spider spawner in a dungeon. So I got a couple of dungeon chests from very cool stuff, including a saddle, which are apparently quite hard to find usually. So, nothing's changed with Slagathor, except for this tip I got about putting a piece of carpet made from wool, from the wool you harvest from sheep, obviously. This is some of Slagathor's own wool I've made on top here. That saves me from opening and closing this, getting in and out of his little pen here through this, which is a bit awkward, because it's a narrow gap and you sometimes get stuck on the side if you're a bit clumsy like me. And if you've got more than a few animals in a pen, every time you open that, you know, there's a chance that a bunch of them will run free and escape, which is always a pain in the ass. But someone in my stream chat room, Twitch stream chat room, gave me this idea. Said, put a piece of carpet on top of the fence, and you'll be able to jump across that where you normally can't jump across fences. Because the whole point of fences is things can't, well, most things, almost everything, can't jump over a fence, because it's about a block and a half high well, the way the game sees it, it's a block and a half high. It's a block high to your eye, I guess. But yeah, you can't physically jump over it as much as you want, unless you put something on the ground in front of it. Then you can jump on that, then jump over it. And of course, the whole point of fences is so animals themselves can't jump over, because they, pretty much all the mobs, except for a couple, pretty much all the mobs can only jump one block high. So a fence pens them in. Putting a piece of carpet on the fence, though, means your player model, at least, can jump over it. Apparently no other mobs can do that, because they see the carpet and they don't process it as a thing they can jump over. You know, that's not part of the code of their artificial intelligence. So that's an easy and quick way to get in and out of a fenced-in pen without fiddling with the gate, without any risk of them escaping. Nice and easy. So thank you, I forget who gave me that tip in the stream, I'm sorry. Feel free to call yourself out in the comments of this video if that was your idea. Sorry if there was a weird edit there. I've got to start and stop this recording every now and then because something's going on when I try and record long videos at the moment. Never used to happen, but I'm getting glitches. This is actually my third take of this video, which is getting frustrating. But, you know, at least I'm getting better at racing around showing you the stuff. I'm not forgetting anything anymore. So, this is my own idea. I'm sure I'm not the first to come up with this idea, but this is an idea that popped into my head without having to see it in a wiki or without having it suggested to me. These are hatches. And I thought to myself, if I put hatches over the water here that I've got feeding my sugarcane farm, I can harvest it without risking it falling into the damn water. Because every time I harvest this stuff, at least half of it would fall into the water. I'd have to dive down into the water. And of course, you can't move very fast in water. So I was going, you know, achingly slow through the water, picking up all the sugarcane that I missed. And I thought, well, what can I put over the water that won't kill the water, but will still stop the sugarcane falling into it? And I came, you know, and I thought up, well, hatches. I haven't played with hatches yet. They're thin, like carpet and stuff. That's probably going to do the trick. So, and it did. It worked perfectly. I'm sorry, I'm getting very hoarse. I'm starting to get a bit squeaky. Excuse me. So, yeah, that was one of my... I mean, like I said, I'm sure this is a trick that has existed in Minecraft for generations now. But I'm happy that I came up with it on my own without having to be told or without having to wiki it. You know, that's my little point of pride. Over here, my pyramid, which we had last time, but he has a new resident. So let's quickly jump across here. Boom. Tony. Hello, Tony. Tony the snow golem. This was a suggestion that I try. Did it in a stream. When I was coming to the end of the stream, I was tired. I was like, oh, I'm out of ideas. I don't want to start any new big builds, but I don't want to stop streaming just yet. I'm still having fun. What can I do? And one of the viewers said, build a snow golem, because you've got pumpkins. I saw pumpkins in one of your chests. So I went and fetched some snow and I built a snow golem. And I called him Tony, because he skates around. And when I think of things, well, not things, when I think of people that skate, I think of Tony Hawk, really. Skateboarder. I know this is ice skating instead of skateboarding, but yeah, when I think skating, I generally think of Tony Hawk because he's been very aggressive about getting his branding, his name brand. Is, you know, when you think of skating, particularly if you play video games, his is generally the only decent skating. There's a couple of decent skating games, but yeah, his have been going on for like 15 years now, whatever it's been. So when I think skating, I think Tony, and so that's why we call the snow golem Tony. And he's in the pyramid because I thought it would be hilarious to put a snow golem in a prison made entirely out of fire. I thought that would be ironic and evil and you poor miserable soul, doomed to your immortal existence in a prison of fire. The cows are in here because when I built it, I just wanted something to put in here, and there happened to be a cow nearby, so I put a cow in here and started breeding anyway. But yeah, they're not in here for any ironic reason, just convenience, really. Tony is in here for an ironic reason. But then I started to feel sorry for him, because every time I come in here, he's just like this. He's sort of sitting in a corner, staring at this lava, hellfire, miserable, unending nightmare existence of a snow golem surrounded by nothing but stuff that can kill him. So I started to feel sorry for him, so I've been promising him, I've been building, to build him an igloo. So I started building an igloo Tuesday, I think. But all I did was this, which is hideous. Because apparently I'm not very good at trying to build dome shapes out of cubes yet. I've done some Googling, and I'm going to try and rebuild it in this afternoon's stream, or tonight's stream, depending on how long it takes me to get the freaking video done and uploaded. But yeah, I'm going to tear all this down. It's made out of wool instead of snow, because wool is easier to harvest than snow. And also, my logic is, this humongous pyramid of fire radiates heat. Radiates heat and light, and I want to keep Tony away from his nightmare existence. I don't want to give him any reminders of his first 2 weeks of life in this hideous hellstorm of unending nightmarishness. So I'm going to build him an igloo made out of wool, because wool is an insulator. So he won't feel the radiated heat. He won't be able to see it, he won't be able to feel it, or anything. But yeah, I'm going to completely rebuild this, because this is crap. This is hideous, ugly, terrible crap. So I'm going to tear away more of this mountain. I've already teared away half of it. I'm going to tear it all down and build a bigger object with a better plan to build a more smooth dome shape for a better igloo type home. Not a prison anymore, a home for Tony. So that's part of the plan for today's stream, if you're going to stick around for that. Now, down on the water side, well, first of all, whoops, didn't use the stairs, that means I'm going to break my ankles, yay. Rebuilt my fountain. my derpy little fountain, which was one of the first aesthetic things I built when I started my world, aside from, you know, building my shelter. I thought, oh, I'll build a fountain, something pretty for my garden. But it was awful and stupid and derpy, and I started to get embarrassed by it. It was so stupid, so newbie. So I built a slightly more sophisticated fountain. And I know, still very, very basic by Minecraft expert terms, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone built something like this in their first week of Minecraft and was very proud of it until they learned what they were doing, and then it started to look stupid to them. Like my first fountain did to me, indeed, already. But I'm proud of it for now. It looks cool. The water flows in an interesting way. I started experimenting with putting stair shapes sort of upside down and sideways and stuff to get water to flow certain ways. Happy with the way that came out. What else can I show you? I know what else I can show you. If we go in here, which I showed you last time, we had a enchantment table. But this time I've gone ahead, like I think last week's Sunday's video, I said I was going to go cow hunting, and indeed I did on the stream later that day, to get more leather, in order to make more books, in order to make more bookcases to power up my enchantment table. So now I have 15 bookcases, which is the maximum. Well, you can put more. I mean, there's nothing stopping me putting more, but I won't get any more benefit as far as crafting power. 15 allows you access to the most powerful crafting spells possible. So 15 is what I built. I do have a couple of spare books, I think. Yeah, a couple of spare books. And I found out also, if you put a torch in front of these bookcases, it temporarily stops the flow of magical energy. See all these little runes you can see flowing into the books? As soon as you put a torch in front of these, it blocks that flow, so you can then revert back to lower level spells, get easier access to lower level spells. Enchantments, I should say. That's the proper term. So that's something I found out that while I was researching how many bookshelves I need. Kill level ID. I don't know whether these are actually... These might be blocking. Putting on the top block? Can I see any runes? Better move those. Just in case. No, I don't think they were. I'm pretty sure I was getting 30 level spell. Anyway, I'll fix that later. I'll look it up and fix it later. Or someone can tell me in the comments about better placement of torch. Actually, if I put them up here, they should be fine, shouldn't they? Yeah, whatever. So, back over here, back onto the subject of the igloo. I needed a quick way to harvest wool, so I started a sheep farm, of course. So, I'm harvesting enough wool to build my much bigger igloo. When I first built this pen, I had some brown sheep in here as well. I lured a brown sheep in because he just happened to be in the area while I was luring my first few sheep in to start breeding. And I thought, well, brown sheep are one of the rarest sheep in the game. Except for the pink sheep, they're even rarer. I might as well bring him into now, just while I've got one here, because, you know, why not? Rare things are good things. I play Pokemon a lot. The rarer the Pokemon is, the gooder it is. But then I had the problem of too many brown sheep when I was just trying to get white wool for an igloo. So we had a sheep apocalypse. And I wound up having to kill off pretty much half of the population, because they, of course, you know, the way breeding works, 50-50 chance of getting the parents' colour. So I wound up with a little under half of my sheep were brown and kind of useless to me collecting white wool as fast as I wanted to, so I killed them all off. Every brown sheep had to die in a horrible racial cleansing. And I know that sounds terrible, and I felt terrible doing it, but now I've got all these white sheep, I can harvest white wool and make the igloo. Easy, no problem. Except I did feel sorry for the very last brown sheep. He was sheared at the time, and he was the last sheared sheep to grow back his wool when I was killing off all the brown ones. And I think he was trying very desperately not to grow his wool back, so I didn't notice he was brown. Because, of course, when you shear them, they all look the same. They all look like little white dotty sheep. Like that. Even the coloured ones have little white dots. But yeah, he was the last one to spawn his wool back after the great cleansing. And I felt so sorry for him, because look at his cute little derpy face, those little wall eyes, and his derpy little mouth. I couldn't kill him. So I spent 15 minutes trying to corral him into his own little pen. And as you can see, that was a nightmare in itself, because sheep are just random. Very, very difficult to try and get him in his own pen without any of the other white ones. I did end up having to kill a couple of white ones, which snuck in. But that's just the price I had to pay to save the last of the brown sheep so I could breed him back once I'm done getting all the white wool. Chicken farm as well, just because I wanted an easy way to get experience for enchantments, and killing a bunch of animals is a quick way to gain experience balls, really, without any risk. And also eggs, they're kind of fun to throw around. And also I want feathers for bows and arrows. Even though I'm in peaceful, I still want to play around with bows and arrows because that could be fun. And I want to get good at aiming a bow and arrow before I go into a hostile mode. So that's that. Over here we have my dock. I had a bit of a problem here. Now, the first thing I built was this bigger item over here, my little fishing jetty, which I fish off because, of course, I got a fishing rod. Because in that, I can't remember if I've already mentioned that I found a dungeon and an abandoned mineshaft. Because I've done this, like I said, this is the third take of this freaking video. The first two screwed up, the file corrupted for some reason. Did I mention I found a abandoned mineshaft? Anyway, I got a bunch of spider webs from an abandoned mineshaft, which is the only way you can get spider webs in peaceful mode, because of course spiders don't spawn being a hostile mob, or neutral mob really, but they can be hostile at night or if you attack them during the day. So, finally got string when I found those spider webs, which means I could finally make a bow and arrow, and indeed a fishing rod, which you can see I've enchanted, because I can enchant things now, which is fun. I'm not going to bother catching any fish because it's night, we'll have to sit here for too long. But yeah, I wanted a fishing jetty to fish off. Don't need one, I wanted one. So I built this. Very, very simple design, but I really like it. With this combination of wood, I think it looks really pretty. It's just elegant, lovely, simple. Over here, this is my boat slip. I did originally have a boat just floating in here ready for me to jump in and sail away, with some gates over the end here so it didn't accidentally float away. However, when I came back to it after exploring somewhere, and this happened on a stream, I freaked out because my boat was gone. I said, who the hell stole my boat? Where's my boat gone? And I spent 3 minutes worrying about where the hell my boat had gone, and I couldn't figure it out. Because they're not supposed to despawn. They're an object you build and put down somewhere. Those kind of things aren't supposed to despawn. I was sure of it. I thought, well, maybe it did despawn. But then I realised that it was probably these guys. If a squid comes too close to your boat, it can indeed knock the boat about. And if the boat gets knocked about too much, it can break. So I blamed the squid, and I went on a great squid hunt. And I killed like 20 squid in 10 minutes, I think. Just as revenge for destroying my friggin' boat. Look at this derpy dickhead. Look, come here. I'm gonna shovel you to death. That's what's gonna happen. Nothing you can do about it. Come here. There we go. Not even gonna bother collecting your ink. That's what that's what's happening. That is what's happening. Deal with it, Squid Boy. So from now on in, I just keep my boats in the chest. And I know there is a dispenser that I could use to automatically pop out a boat at the press of a button, but I haven't built that yet for no reason really. The chest is good enough for now, but I will play with the dispenser eventually. It is something I need to learn about because the whole point of this is to learn my way around Minecraft, isn't it? This is my first Minecraft world. I have to learn. But yeah, chest for now, just because it was convenient and I was still distraught about my boat being destroyed. I lost 2 boats, actually. First one, because the squid destroyed it when I was away. The second one I put down as an experiment to see if I could witness a squid bumping it around, and I did. So, yeah, that's what's happening there. Right, now, what else haven't I talked about? Let me think. You know what? I think that is pretty much everything I wanted to mention. We've gone through the lot. The long tunnel, my new rails, terraforming. Did I mention I knocked down the entire mountain? I don't think I did. You might have noticed that. There was a mountain here before. Massive hill. I don't think I mentioned that in this particular recording. I know I did in the first 2 takes of this friggin' video. But there used to be a mountain here, and I spent an afternoon just knocking it the hell down because I wanted more room. Things started to feel a bit claustrophobic. And I wanted more room. I might put a farm here. I might move my farm here and make a much bigger farm because I've got some extra seeds and stuff now. So that's what I might do here. Or I might build a big cabin of some kind. I don't know yet. Did I mention... geez, now I've done this 3 times. I can't remember what I mentioned and what I didn't mention. Finally got a horse. I found a very, very small area of my world where horses spawn. Because most of my world is extremely hilly. So these guys need a plane to spawn in. So I found a horse. And of course I had armor and a saddle from my abandoned mineshaft dungeon experience. So yeah, it took me a while to find a horse. But I eventually got him back here. Whoop, wild chicken egg. And he's in this ugly, ugly stable at the moment because apparently horses can jump over fences. Which I didn't know, because I originally put him in the centre bit here. That's what this is for. I thought I'll leave this here. If I ever catch a horse, I'll put him in here. But then I found out, I had a couple of blocks at the back there to stop him. But yeah, he can jump over blocks and he can jump over fences. So I panicked, worrying that he was going to just run away and I would never find another friggin' horse. He would run away with my saddle and my armour, which would be very difficult to find. So yeah, I built this hideous little stable for him, just to keep him penned in until I can build him a decent stable, which is probably going to go in the corner over here. Just here, where I've got the sheer cliff remnants of the hill I cut away. So yeah, I might build a little wooden stable for him here that looks much nicer than his little dirt hole. Oh, there is one more thing. One more thing I need to show you, and it is up the stairs here. Nope, not those stairs, up these stairs. Where my oven farm used to be, where I used to smelt a bunch of stuff all at once, and a whole bunch of furnaces is the word I'm looking for. A whole bunch of furnaces up in this little room up here on my veranda. But I took them away, and I built instead an art gallery, which is, I've got a few things in frame here, a few empty frames. So I'm going to explain this, but I want to point out the floor. Red carpet. The first time I made carpet, and first time I dyed anything, so that was a new experience, learning about how to make carpet and indeed dye objects, which is really cool. But the secret to lighting this area without any torches actually sits underneath. Let's get to shear so I don't lose my carpet. Torches. Thanks to a tip I got on my Twitch stream as I was trying to figure all this room out, and what surface I was going to make as the floor. Someone said carpet. Someone said, oh, you should dye it. I said, oh, red carpet would look good. Very classy for an art gallery. And then I got the tip, if you put torches underneath carpet, the light can still bleed through and light up everything. I thought, that's awesome. And indeed, it took me a little experimenting to get it right. How to place the carpet properly. Without misplacing it every frickin' time. But yeah, now I get this lovely sort of glowing carpet effect. It lights up the room really nicely, and the edges are even a bit dark, so you can imagine that dark bit is the bit of carpet that isn't worn away by people walking on it all the time. That's how my imagination interprets that. Very cool. Anyway, so the subject of the art gallery is interesting things that I have discovered or found so far that are either firsts or unusual or rare or just interesting or funny. This one we've titled Our First Catch of the Day, Star Wars reference of course. The first fish I ever caught, which is a salmon, so he goes there. Second one is the first sword of Bravos, which is indeed the first sword I bothered to craft because I don't need a sword in peaceful mode. At least I didn't until I started harvesting spiderwebs. But anyway, this is the first sword I made because I wanted something cool to enchant when I first built my enchanting table. And I wanted something cool to enchant. So I thought, what's cooler than an enchanted sword, a magic sword? Awesome. But of course I have no practical use for it, so it goes in the frame. There's something just awesome and cool. We'll come back to that in a second because there's something extra. A little sign up there. Fish 2 Electric Boogaloo. Which if you're sort of 25 years or older, you will get that joke and find it hilarious. To me, every time I hear a sequel name, I think Electric Boogaloo. It makes any sequel instantly funny. Spider-Man 2, Electric Boogaloo. But this is a pufferfish, and he's there. He's not the second fish I caught, really. It's like the third or fourth. But he was just amusing. The pufferfish look really funny to me, and of course he looks really cool in a frame. The round, bright yellow shape in the dark brown frame. It just looks good. Looks cool. Looks funny. It amuses me that the pixel art for this item is funny to me, and the name makes it even funnier. The Moist Maker, which is a Friends reference. I should have mentioned, of course, that's a nerd reference to Game of Thrones. Moist Maker, reference to the sitcom Friends. Everybody should know. Well, if you haven't seen that episode, or any episodes of Friends, or indeed every episode of Friends, you're missing out. It holds up remarkably well. A lot of 90s sitcoms don't. Friends does. Home Improvement does too. Anyway, so this is a piece of junk I caught while fishing. Water bottle. No use to me because I'm in peaceful, which means I don't need to make, or can't make potions indeed, because you need blaze rods to make a potion stand, and you can't get blaze rods without blazes, and you can't get blazes while you're in peaceful mode. So, just as a cool looking object, and an interesting bit of junk that I caught while fishing, the first one being a worn out pair of leather boots, but they're not cool enough to go in a frame, probably wouldn't look good brown against brown anyway. So that's a cool bit of junk I caught while fishing with my enchanted fishing rod. So, the rest of these are open for other items as I go. There is another one I want to put in one of these items, frames. Emerald, because that's the rarest ore in the game, and I have a few pieces of emeralds, so that's special and rare, so that deserves a frame. But I'm going to keep that until I start streaming later on this afternoon or tonight, because I want the chat room's help to name, because that's where a lot of, well, everyone but but the Moist Maker. All of the other names came from suggestions from chat room in Twitch stream. So that's what we're going to do with the Emerald as well. Going to see who can come up with the funniest name. Now, back to the sign. I set up a donation system on Twitch because everyone else does, and I just wanted to see how that worked. So I wanted to set up to just to check it out and to sort of get the alerts going in stream, because I thought that might be fun and interesting. I don't aggressively push the donations or anything, but everyone who donates $5 or more gets to claim an existing piece of artwork that isn't already claimed, or suggest something to put in a frame and a name if they like for it as well. So if you want me to put a diamond chunk, you want me to waste a piece of diamond putting in a frame, you can donate and have it dedicated to you, like indeed we have above here. This one is thanks to Chonks, which is the first donation I received after setting up this system. And he claimed the magic sword, the first sword of Bravos, the enchanted magical sword, thanks to a donation from Chonks. That is there forevermore, for however long this world exists. I mean, this world will exist forever. I'm not going to delete the file, even if I stop playing on this world. But, if I upload it, end up uploading it as a public map or something, that'll be there as well. So, that's my art gallery, and I've built it in such a way that if I need more frames, like I get a bunch more cool items, or indeed, a sudden rush of donations of people who want to see their name on the friggin' wall for some reason, I've built it in a location where I could dig this wall back and push the gallery longer and longer and longer, pretty much for as long as I could possibly need it, because this is underneath the mountaintop, basically. Let's go up and have a look. Whoops. It is underneath a couple of levels underneath everything that's behind it, so I can keep digging and digging and digging, and it's unlikely that I'll discover a cave system underneath this patch, because there's a cave system here which actually goes underneath it all. So it's a very high likelihood that this whole section will just be solid. It will be rock and gravel, maybe a few bits of coal, unlikely to have any other ores in it because we're too high for that, maybe some iron, maybe, but yeah, I can go all the way back pretty much as far as I could possibly need. I can go all the way underneath the pyramid here, even underneath the mountain that sits behind it. I'm under all of these levels. Well, there might be a cave back here because there's a system back here I haven't... no, I think that ends. I think that's lit up because I did check it out. Anyway, my art gallery can have the potential to be huge! Completely huge! So that's going to be a bit of fun. And an ongoing thing that happens when I find cool stuff, or indeed build cool stuff, or enchant something special. But as the sun is going down, now is a good time to say goodbye. I've been going for, 35 minutes or something. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I have talked about everything I need to talk about now. I nearly forgot the art gallery. That was one of the most important things. So, to cap off, that's what I've been doing this week in Minecraft. As you can see, I've been very busy, because I've been sick and haven't had time to do much else productive, really. So Minecraft is an easy way to kill a day. And I will be streaming late today, and I will stream throughout the week. I do not have a regular schedule yet. I may come up with a regular schedule at some point, but definitely every weekend at least. Usually every Sunday after I upload my regular Sunday. This is the video of exploring what I've done, and I will start streaming this afternoon after this is uploaded, and after I've watched the new Doctor Who as well. I'll watch that while this is encoding and uploading. Anyway, so again, as we mentioned at the start, looking forward to a version 1.8. I've got my bunny suit ready, thanks to... I should write down who sends these things in, so I can thank you guys publicly and properly. Again, pop your name in the chat if that was you. I'm sorry I forgot your name. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names. Even worse with usernames. But yeah, if you are a Minecraft expert, particularly when it comes to map editing, tell me the best way to save the bits of my map that I have built, but either deleting or replacing or copying, pasting what I built onto a new map, or using this map but deleting the stuff I've explored but not built on yet, so I can regenerate those parts of the map with the new 1.8 feature sets and items and mobs and additions to the biomes, like the ocean biome temples and stuff. Temple, that's the word I was looking for before, isn't it? It's an ocean temple. I think that's what it is. I haven't come across any other temples yet so far in my world, because I haven't come across anywhere flat enough for temples to be, I think. I haven't come across a jungle yet. No jungle temples. No deserts. I've seen no deserts yet. So no desert temples. And no villages either. I haven't come across any NPC villages. I'm going to have to go hunting for those. But I'm going to stop exploring out from the edges of what I've explored so far, just in case I can't delete the existing chunks that are generated. So at least then I'll have the opportunity to see some 1.8 stuff without having to explore for miles and miles and miles. I think that direction I haven't explored too far in, so that would be a good opportunity to explore for 1.8, either before I figure out the map editing or if I can't do the map editing. But yeah, that is all I needed to say for this week's Blunty's Minecraft Sunday, I think. Oh, and one more thing. For those of you who watch Achievement Hunters, their Minecraft playthrough, Rooster Teeth team, Achievement Hunters, Rooster Teeth, Minecraft Let's Plays, you will know what this is. This is the Tower of Pimps. This is their award statue, basically, their trophy. When they do inter-team battles, when they go one-on-one with a group of 4 or 5 of them, and have various competitions and mini-games and stuff, the winner gets the Tower of Pimps. And earlier this month, when I was very, very sick and couldn't do anything else, I was watching just a bunch. I pretty much watched the entire backlog. In fact, I did watch the entire backlog of, nearly 100 episodes or something like that. 90, 80 episodes, something like that. Ridiculous. Each one of them a couple of hours long at least. But yeah, that was immensely entertaining when I was just too sick to do anything else. So in tribute to them and the entertainment they gave me, and the bits and pieces I learned about Minecraft from watching them bumble about, mostly in the Xbox version actually, some of which are played here in the PC version, of course. This is a tribute to them. So I built a little temple here, so I got to experiment with steps, first upside down steps, and first glowstone I ever tried to use. So I made a little archway here. That took a few attempts to get this arch right. I think I rebuilt this 3 times in total while I'm streaming. Last Sunday I think I did that. Black wool at the back to sort of really set it off so it looks amazing. I've also got some backlighting back there. We can sneak back there. And torches, just to get a bit of extra backlight and make sure it's all lit evenly down the bottom here as well. So yeah, that's the Tower of Pimps inside the Temple of Pimps. You can see the sign there, with a couple of roses in pots. I know they're poppies, but before there were actual roses, which are what these are, before there were actual rose bushes, these things were called roses. They're now called poppies, but in the Achievement Hunter videos I was watching, particularly in the older ones, before roses were a thing in the versions they were playing, these were called roses. And one of the players, Ray, this was his signature item. He would carry like 2 stacks of roses with him everywhere he went, for no other reason than he liked roses, and they were his power item, his totem, basically. Ray and his red roses. So they're a tribute to him, either side of the Tower of Pimps, inside the Temple of Pimps. It also gave me an opportunity to try out making pots for the first time. Little pots, which is a relatively new thing apparently. Make them out of clay. Got some either side of my door. You might have seen those before as well. So yeah, the little roses as a tribute to Ray, and the Tower of Pimps in the Temple of Pimps as a tribute to the entire Let's Play Achievement Hunter Minecraft team. If you've watched the whole thing, congratulations, you've got nothing better to do with your weekend than I have. I hope you found this interesting or enjoyable. If you are inspired to go back to Minecraft, or indeed start playing Minecraft, leave a message. It's as cool hearing about people who rediscover or discover a new love for this game, as I have after all these years of it being around, me finally digging into it and getting addicted to it. It's been very cool. But I am Blunty. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.